Hello, mic test. Well, the streaming speed is very fast today, man. Okay, right. So I guess everything's ready to go. Let's start then. Okay, welcome to tonight's Facebook Live session, brought to you by Heuristics. So for those of you who haven't downloaded the notes, okay, you can do so at this page, mathsheuristics.com/blog. Okay, as you can tell, I'm kind of running a cold today. I'll do my best to deliver as soon as I can, as fast as I can. Then I'll go back home and rest ready. Okay, this is happening every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Okay. Hi Wei, hi Yo-Yo Zizai, hi Jennifer. Oh no, yeah, Delvin. So a bit about myself. I'm the curriculum specialist here at Maths Heuristics, and I've been working here since 2011. So it's been a long journey with the company, and I also hope that I can still continue working here for many more years to come. Okay. Now, about the Mastering Heuristics series. Now these are the set of books written by my boss and my mentor, Mr. Sani Tan. Okay, you'll see his picture later on in a while. And these are the 5 books that he's been writing. He's written. And the first book, The Unit Transfer Method, was written back in 2008. And after that, the second edition was reprinted somewhere in 2009. Okay, but today, what we'll be talking about are some concepts, particularly the stack model, from this book, The Model Approach to Problem Solving. So this was written back in 2010, and it comprises of step-by-step explanation. Hang on. So like you'll see a question like this, number 2, and it gives you a one-shot solution, but it also breaks down the thought processes in how these answers are derived. Is it something magical? Not really, but it is something that, given the same thought processes, it can be replicated. Okay, then a bit about the mobile app that we've been working on. Okay, you can see that this is also compatible for the tablet. It presents the book's content in an interactive form. Okay, you can see that this is the question here, and you can actually do this step-by-step explanation where the model will continue to expand further. Okay, let me see here. Because we want to cater to different kinds of learning abilities. Okay. So let me elaborate on the use of models. For the last 2 weeks, we mentioned that we use length to represent quantity. Correct? We were mentioning this for the last 2 weeks. So today I'm going to give you a different kind of proposition. Because, okay, when we use length to represent the quantity, we generally use these bars like this. Correct? So if let's say that this is, I don't know, let's say this is 100 and this is 100 and this is 100. Would it be right to say that I can arrange them like this? So each of them would have a length of 100, but now instead of putting them all out in a straight line, I stack them up like this instead. Would it be right to say this? Okay, hi Benjamin. Oh gee, so yeah. Why no? It will also be okay to represent it like this. Now remember, there is no fixed way to solve the problems over here. I would say that there are no fixed ways that you can use to represent the problem. Probably there's more than one way of solving it for certain problems. So over here we can also use area to represent the quantity. Okay? Because over here this is your length and these are the number of items that we have. So the key idea for using stack model is to use, instead of using length, we are going to use the area to represent these quantities instead. Because after all, area is how large a surface is. It's going to have a certain length, it's going to have a certain number of rows. Okay? So that's the whole idea. That's the basic premise of using stack models. So let me get into it. Okay, now we talked about remainder types of questions last week. Today I will show you how to deal with these remainder types of problems using stack models. Okay, for the first one, hang on, sorry. Okay, for the first one, however, this is more of a recap of the remainder concept. So now this Jack had some money. He saved 2/5 of his money. Then after that, he gave his parents 1/3 of the remaining money. And if the amount left was $480, how much money did he have at first? So let's start this out with the conventional model. How would you solve it? You use one whole bar to represent his amount of money first. And and then we say that his total amount of money can be split into 5 equal portions. Correct? So 2 of them were saved. His remainder then will be over here. Correct? So for his remainder, you can see that he gave his parents 1/3 of the remaining money, which means to say that you want to split this into 3 equal portions. But it is already divisible by 3 because there's exactly 3 portions over here. So one of these bars will be given to the parents. And then the amount of money left was $480. So to find out how much money he had at first, this would be very straightforward. It would simply be 480 divided by 2 multiplied by 5. So this would give you $1,200. Okay, so this is more of a recap and a warm-up first. Okay? Wow, everyone is done so early. Okay, that's interesting. Unicorn. Yep, okay. Yep, Shivan, that's it. Okay, so I guess this is rather easy. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, now this is a kind of a problem that you don't really see it that often in the forums. But usually when you do, most people always have issues with this. So it can be done purely by fractional multiplication. It can be done that way, provided you understand exactly what's going on. Okay, so now for number 2, let me introduce you the stack model on how to do this. Now Wendy took the same number of pills each day. Okay, later when I get home I need to take the same number of pills for a few days already. Now she had 2/5 of the pills left after 6 days. And then she had 10 pills left after another 2 more days. So how many pills did she have at first? So let's define this problem first. Let's look at this pink statement here. She had 2/5 of the pills left after 6 days. What does this mean? This means to say that, okay, we want to draw one big fat model with 5 columns to represent this situation. You can cut up, we can draw out this rectangle to represent the total number of pills that she had. And we cut it into 5 equal portions. Wow, you all are so fast. Okay, so here is one confusion alert. She took 2/5 of the pills after 6. She had 2/5 of the pills left after 6 days. So one confusion alert over here is that some of you are going to do this. Some of you are going to say that she consumed 2 of these, 2 out of a total of 5 in 6 days. Okay, no, this is not the case. Be very careful on how or what the fractions represent. You got 2/5 of the pills left. Okay, so actually, this is what's left over after consuming them for 6 days. Okay? So the next thing that we want to do here is that we see that she consumes the same number of pills each day. And over here we have 3 long columns. We want to cut them into something that is divisible by 6. So one way to do it, okay, don't draw this out yet. One way to do it is to cut it out like this. Of course that works. So let me show you the alternative. In order to split this up, we're just gonna make one cut like this. And of course we have to extend this cut out to whatever is left as well. Okay, so once we are able to do this, we can see that one of these blocks is going to represent 1 day. True? Okay. So after that, after consuming all these pills for another 2 more days, that means she's going to consume another 2 more days worth of pills. She's going to have these 2 days worth of pills remaining. So if 2 days worth of pills remaining is going to be the 10 pills that's left, then 1 day worth of pills will be 5. And then we want to find how many pills did she have at first, because we used this entire bar, we used this entire rectangle to represent the number of pills that she had. She is going to have 10 days worth of pills, and that will be 50. So a lot of you are very fast, which is very encouraging. Now I think okay, Unicorn, please stop. Okay. Yeah, every one of you got it. Yeah, when I get home, I need to take the same number of pills for each day already, because I'm like kind of got a cold or something. Okay. Alright. Why must it be divisible by 6? The reason for this is to work with whole numbered units. Of course, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be in whole numbers. It doesn't necessarily have to be in whole numbers, but for simplicity we do this. Okay? Alright. Then let's go on to number 3. Okay, number 3 is what I like to call the owe money, pay money question. You'll see why in a while. Now, okay. Matt, Noel, and Osman went to a restaurant for dinner. They agreed to pay the bill equally. This kind of thing never happens. Okay, this is what was supposed to happen. Okay, let me break this down first. This is what was supposed to happen. But you can trust me. Okay, generally speaking, this only happens once for me between a group of friends. Then if they don't honor their share, usually we're done. Okay, not so much because of the money, but because of the principles behind it. Okay, however, Matt did not have any money with him that day. So how many of you got a friend like this? Go to office, leave the wallet on the table. Hey, I never bring money. How? Look at you. Very sure that you all got friends like this. Especially for the working adults. For the children, if you have friends like this, yeah, just take note. Okay? So Matt did not bring any money with him. Noel did not bring enough money to pay for his share. Then these are the times that you want to tell them, hey, you just stay behind and wash the plate. Okay, so over here, this is what actually happened. Okay, Unicorn, just stop already. Just stop. Okay, this is what actually happened. So as a result, Noel paid 1/4 as much as that paid by Osman. Okay, this one at least not so bad. This one at least not so bad. This guy at least got paid something. Then, the next day, Noel returned $18 to Osman. But they didn't say anything about this Matt over here. Matt suddenly disappear and act blur. Yeah, this kind of thing happens as early as primary school. Because I encountered this kind of thing before. Between working adults, definitely will encounter a lot more 操宽 one. Okay, so how much money did Noel bring to the restaurant? Find the cost of the dinner. Okay, so to deal with this, right, they all agreed to pay the bill equally. We can draw one big fat model with 3 rows to represent this situation. Okay, this is what Matt was supposed to pay, this is what Noel was supposed to pay, and this is what Osman was supposed to pay. Correct? This is what they all agreed to pay. Then they all like say, hey brother, steady but end up always got this kind of thing happen. Matt didn't bring any money with him, so at the end of the day, Noel had to pay 1 block, while this Osman had to pay 4 blocks. So because this is the cost of the dinner that they all agreed to share equally, we can also cut them up like this. We can also split them up in this way. We can cut it up into 5 bars and say that this is what Noel actually paid, and this is what Osman paid. Okay? Can use pay now if forget what. It depends on the restaurant. I mean, if you go to a hawker center, some of them may not have that. Okay, so over here, okay, let's look at this whole arrangement. Okay, how do we interpret this situation here? If we look at the horizontal bars, we can say that, okay, wait, this one you let me type out first. I think I'll write it out. Okay, from the horizontal bars, everyone was supposed to pay 5 units worth. Agree? Because if we look at the horizontal bars, this is what they were supposed to pay. However, it ended up that N actually paid 3 units and Osman actually paid 12 units. Okay? So, when they say that this Noel returned $18 to Osman, what does this mean? This means that N had to borrow. This Noel was short of two units. Correct? He was supposed to pay 5 units, he only had 3 units of money. So he was short of 2 units. Therefore, he had to borrow 2 units worth of money from Osman. Agree with that? If not, he have to stay behind and wash the plate already. So we can based on this idea, we can form that connection and say that 2 units has to be that $18. So 1 unit is going to be 18 divided by 2 to give you $9. So how much money did Noel bring to the restaurant? Noel brought this 3 units worth. So that will be $27. And for the cost of the dinner, this would simply be 3 rows, 5 columns worth. There's a total. There will be a total of 15 units worth. Okay. That will be 135. So your answers here, okay, I still have space. For A, this will be $27. And for B, this will be $135. Okay? No, not 9 units. It's 2 units. 2 units is $18. Huh? Oh. Okay. Okay, very good. So let me talk a bit about this. If you are the student, okay, if your parents say don't lend money to people, believe them. This one is true. I learned it the hard way. Okay. Secondly, one of my worst experiences, there's this guy who drives a Porsche, or Porsche, whichever you want to call it. Then we were at a Bak Kut Teh store. Okay, his share was about $28. Then he told me one thing, bro, I don't have cash with me. How? And after that, he never mentioned anything about it. This one I still remember until today. That was in 2014. Okay, it's not that I don't have money for the Bak Kut Teh, but the thing is, especially if you're driving this type of car and you don't want to pay or act blur about it, this type of character I despise. Okay. Yeah, that one no longer friend already. Okay, very good. That is like, no, this is some real life experience. Knowing about how to deal with numbers and knowing how to deal with humans are two entirely different things. I'm still learning the second one. Okay, thank you, Clarice. Okay, for number 4, okay, this is where it gets interesting. Tammy earned a monthly salary. She used 1/4 of her salary on daily expenses and gave her mother $300. So now I'll take it up a notch. Now she used oh, my mouth and my brain not coordinating today. Okay, she used 1/4 of her salary on daily expenses and gave her mother $300. And she used 1/12 of the remaining amount on her phone bills. If the amount of money left was $100 more than half of her monthly salary, how much did Tammy earn every month? Okay. Okay, unicorn, please don't. Okay. All right, let's break this down first and see how it goes. So if she used 1/4 of her monthly salary on daily expenses, then gave her mother $300, we can draw one big fat model and split it into 4 columns to represent her monthly salary. Okay, so one of it was used on daily expenses. So this part has been used up already. Then she gave her mother $300. Okay, here is another confusion alert I'd like to point out. When you want to draw this $300, should it be this length? Wait, don't write anything yet. Should it be of this length? Or this length? Or should it eat into something else? So this is the part we do not know how large this 300 is. What we want to do instead of using one entire bar is to distribute this over the remaining 3 columns over here. Okay, this part you can start to write. So if we say that if we take out $100 from each of these columns, this would represent the amount of money that she gave her mom. And whenever we do something like this for one of the blue columns, we have to do it for this remaining blue column as well. Okay, so we can see that this one was spent on daily expenses. This one was given to the mother. Later after this, if I got time, I'll tell you a story. One of my students say it's very funny. Yeah, Gwendoline is asking if branching method can be done. Absolutely, yes. It's just that I'm focusing more on stack model today. Okay, then she used 1/12 of the remaining money on her phone bills. So now your remaining portion is going to be this little. Okay, your remaining portion is going to be over here. After all that money has been used. So we have 3 columns here, and we want to split it into 12 equal portions and use one of it on your phone bill. So to do that, we want to split these 3 columns into 12 blocks, and we'll do it by cutting it across, cutting them into 4 rows, and then we have split them up into 12 blocks. So one of these will be on phone bills. Please don't start the Roblox thing here. Okay. Now the amount of money left was $100, more than half of her monthly salary. Okay, so this is the part that gets people. What do they mean by this? So over here, let's define out first. Your amount of money left. Where is it? It's going to be all these 11 small blocks over here. Okay, and remember, whenever we cut this for the green, we also have to cut it across for this blue column as well. So once we have this ready, the amount of money left can be said to be 11 units. Half of her monthly salary can be thought of as this 2 of these blue columns over here. Correct? Because 2 of those blue columns will form up half of her monthly salary. So, let's just define what we have. Your leftover is 11 units. Your half of the monthly salary is going to be formed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 units. And 2 100s. So, once we've got that, we can draw out the models and compare this. Your leftover has got 11 units. Then, this 11 units is $100 more, which means to say that this has to be longer. And half of your total over here can be represented by 8 units and 200. So if we are to compare between units with units, numbers with numbers. This will be 3 units. Then at the same time, this 3 units is formed by 200 and 100. So this will give you $300. We can then say that 1 unit is going to be $100. And then we can find out how much did Tammy earn every month. So she's got 100 and another 4 units in one column. Or we can just simply find out 16 units and these 4 100s over here. This will give us 2,000. So the answer we can say will be $2,000. Okay, are you all able to see it? Yeah, I'm able to see it. Okay, okay, very good. Okay, just to zoom out, let you all see it more clearly. Okay, Lenny, which part do you not understand? Your leftover is 11 units. There, you see all the leftover here. Okay, it's about being calm and defining out the problem. Most of the time, it's about defining the problem. Once you panic, once you get emotional, once you get frustrated, that's where it gets difficult to solve certain problems. I don't understand the 8 units part. Okay, so for Brandon, right? Okay. See, half of a monthly salary, what is it formed by? It is formed by 2 of these blue columns out of a total of 4. In these 2 columns, what do we have? We have got 8 units and 2 100s. Okay, why split into 12 units? Your remaining amount over here is 12. Correct? We established that this green, inside this green box, it can be split into 12 equal portions. So that's why we want to cut it into 12. And when we do this for the blue columns, we also have to do this for the remaining blue column on the outside. Okay? Yep, so anyway, if you forget everything that I've taught you today, just remember one thing. Just be very careful with the friends that you choose. I had friends like this. Then you have to take note, the keyword here is had. Okay? Right, so thank you for staying all the way with us. So let me make some announcements here. So we are pretty excited. Actually, I am pretty excited, but I'm not the one going to Tampines. Okay, we are setting up this premise with Good School Learning Hub, and it will be completing very soon. So this was fresh off the oven just today. The premises has been almost fully renovated, almost fully set up, and we will be announcing the details in due time. Okay, if you're staying at the east side and would like to find out more about this, you can WhatsApp us at this number 8333-6240, or you can email us at enquiry@mathsheuristics.com. Okay. Yep. You can put it that way, Aiden. Good School Learning Hub and Maths Heuristics. Okay, this is my boss, Mr. Sunny Tan. This is Mr. Zhang Zheying, who I'll be introducing you in a while. And this is Mr. Zhang's colleague. Okay? Most probably I'll still be in charge of Novena. Tampines, a bit too far for me. Okay, then secondly, this is Mr. Zhang Zheying. He will be presenting on the unit transfer method. He will be presenting on the unit transfer method for parents workshop, and it will be happening on this 13th of July, this Saturday, from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. So it's happening at 1026A Upper Serangoon Road. The closest MRT station to there would be Kovan. Okay, and you can register over here using this link. So this is the shortened link. Okay. Now I still have friends who will honor that word lah. Not those 超宽 type Not the 超宽 type. Okay. Thanks, Danny. Okay, so this more details will be reviewed over here. And lastly, we are also promoting our unit transfer method online program. And it is available over here at this new link. Let me type in the link and describe to you what it comprises of. Okay, so for the unit transfer method online program, it consists of the hard copy book for either P3, either P4 or P5 and 6. Okay. The second one is that you will get what you call okay, so when you order this online, you'll be wondering, what am I supposed to do while waiting? You'll get the ebook from us as well, so that you can view it while waiting for the hard copy to arrive. Thirdly, you will also get access to the mobile apps, and of course, web videos that you can play at your own time and learn at your own target. Okay, the web videos will explain every single question inside these books. Okay? So you can read more about it here. I'm going to oof already. Story time. What story time? Yeah, what story was it? Can't remember off my head. Yeah, I'm at Novena now. No, I'm not okay. Yeah, I'm being honest. I'm not okay. I need to go home and rest. But if I promise you that I'll be holding a Facebook Live session, if I'm sick or whatever, I'll still come. If I can do it, I'll still do it. Okay? The only time that I will cancel the lesson is over my dead body. Oh, my student story. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I don't watch Spider-Man. Okay, my student story was this. Okay, what he mentioned was, okay, we had a question like this. It was for P4. Okay, I won't say out the name. If I say out the name and the parents are listening, I think you'll probably get his butt spanked. So okay, what we had was, okay, the story is like this. We were talking about a question about this girl giving the mother some of her salary. Then his question, I think he was like really, it was a very innocent question. He was like, the mom is working already, but why still need to give the money to her? Then I stared at him for like 15 seconds. I stared at him straight for 15 seconds and I didn't say anything. Then after that, I took out my handphone. I said, can you say that again? Then I record and I send it to your mom. Thank you, Polly. Yo, thank you. No, then I straight away call him 不孝子. But I think it's like, how to say, it is a very P4. I think they are still very raw in that kind of character development sense. So there's a lot of things they don't know whether is it right, whether is it wrong. I think morals, at the end of the day, are these morals, these things should also be emphasized in their character development, because even if you're very good at math, even if you're very good at science, by the end of the day, without morals, without character, I think it's all gone to waste. But that's my personal opinion. Okay, so anyway, the lesson is over. If you want, you all can leave first. If you have questions for me, I will be happy to take them. Okay, thank you, Sagi. Please don't exchange your Roblox accounts over here. I won't be responsible if anything happens. Okay. Right. But this is my happiest moment, because we are expanding. Thank you, Elise. What is the next video about? It will still be on models, but I'll post up more things about it in due time. Okay? Okay, then if there's no further questions, this is Kevin from Heuristics signing off. Yeah. Yeah, that's Mr. Zhang over here in the reflection. Okay, see you all soon then. Good night.